everybody, it's me again. It's Viva Reverie. I'm making it a habit to say my name at the very start because I'm pretty sure that's a good thing because it makes people remember that I'm the one who's hosting the me show. Everybody you've always got like channels doing that. It's like I'm this person or I'm this person, so therefore I'm doing that with me. I don't know how well it'll do. Not that it's a bad thing in general. I'm just saying that I'm not sure if in the long run it actually means anything. If it does, sweet. I'm gonna keep doing it just in case. Anyway, so this episode of Vivcast, I'm going to be talking about things, but first, I'm going to some formalities, just some things that I feel obligated to mention because, I probably should, like things that have either been brought up since last episode or actually that's pretty much it. And a couple of future things that I want that are anyway. So thing one. This episode, as I was thinking about it, a few minutes ago, more like half an hour ago, whatever, I was thinking, what should I make this episode about? Because I've got, this big list of things that I want to do. One of them was the hashtag WTFU movement, which has also become another movement, a separate one that strives for the same things. There's a hashtag called Make YouTube Great Again. Led by a grade A under A. Anyway, so yeah, this video was potentially going to be about that, but last video I sort of touched on it already, and it's still going on, so if I want to talk about it as a whole, I probably want to talk about it when it's all done, and it's still going. So likewise, I'm going to hold off on that topic. This video is no, I'm not done talking. Another formality I want to talk about is, oh my god, where's the animations? We need animations. You do animations. There's 3 Vivcast episodes in a row. It's going to be like that for a while, I'm pretty sure. But that being said, there the animation plan for uploading animations to this channel, I've tried making it ever since August last year, which was Canadian Horse Pirates. I've uploaded 1 video per month. Except for this month, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One, because I wanted to prepare videos later down the line, and I sort of got burned out a bit, which was 2. I should have said 2. I got a bit burned out when I was working on my last animation thing, but more importantly is February this month that this is being posted on. Is the hold on. February. I started university again. There we go. Okay, that was a short brain fart. Also, I'm not going to refer to those by names. That's supposed to be an editing gag. Right. Anyway, so yeah, I started university, which ever since, way around, definitely not around Canadian Horse Pirates piece. That's when I was starting the semester before this one. The point is that the majority of the time between last August and now, I've sort of had free time to make animations. Now that university is starting again, animation is slowing back down. Okay. So yeah, that's sort of why I've been slow. Oh yeah, and I also wanted to mention another reason why there's no animations is because I'm sort of prepping one for St. Patrick's Day, which is next month, or so mid next month. I was originally going to make one for my birthday. My birthday's coming up on the 12th of March. I'm turning 21. Hooray! But I've sort of gotten wrapped up in this other project, which hopefully is going to be coming around St. Patrick's Day. If it doesn't, then no drama, because I don't think anybody sort of is really determinant on things need to be released on the right day. It does for Christmas, even though I didn't do that for How the Viv Stole YouTube. But for but for St. Patrick's Day, it's extremely lax because I don't think people even know which day that is. The only reason I know which day it is because I'm going to be prepping a special for that. Anyway, so it took 5 minutes, but formalities are over. Let's talk about the subject of this video. This is accents and voices. Voices and accents. Okay, so I do them for videos. The majority of my videos have my voice in it, and me as the only voice in it, because well, first of all, I like doing voices, and second of all, I'm stingy about what I want to hear, and I always want to make it, like, sound correct, and I'll get back to that later, but first I'm going to talk about accents specifically. It's like, with like, oh god, accents. Where do I start with this? Like, okay, so the accent I've got, I'm Australian, so therefore the accent I've got is Australian, I suppose. It's definitely not traditionally Australian. Like, when you think Australian, you think, nah, mate, yeah, bogan, whatever, something like that, which I do not speak like at all, but I've definitely heard people speak in that way, and it's for my videos, of course, I do voices, and likewise, because I'm voicing so many characters, I need to do different voices, so I vary things up, and like, yeah, the Australian accent is one that I haven't ever done. I mean, besides my natural voice, which of course I've done for a couple of voices for characters, or maybe the majority. In fact, most definitely the majority. But that's not the point. That's not the point. I have varying voices with my, anyway. But with I do try to have some, like, differences between accents on the voices that I give characters, like, such as, for example, way back when, like, some of my first animations I did, I gave Viva, I gave my horse, the name of the horse is Viva Reverie, by the way, which I sort of give as a moniker for myself because, it's like, all right, quick tangent here. I'm just gonna quickly mention, my name, I'm a Toonlink, it's a name that people know me by, but it's not the name. I don't really like the name, so I like referring to myself, if ever possible, as Viva Reverie or as Viva or let's say, Dr. Wolf calls me Mr. Reverie or whatever. Because, like, first of all, I'm a Toonlink is a freaking mouthful, and I hate it. And secondly, I hate it because it came from, like, when I was doing YouTube stuff back when I was like 13, and everything you look at, like, from years ago, everybody looks back at themselves and says they were an idiot years ago, and it's sort of cringy when I think back to it, because, like, okay, I'm a Toonlink is a sort of like it was originally like a role playing channel where I role played as Toonlink, or Link from the Wind Waker series of Zelda games, and eventually there was like the community, like, based around that, but eventually we sort of, like, broke off into doing our own things, but I kept with this channel, and when I started making pony videos, I started getting popular, but now people knew me as I'm a Toonlink. I couldn't just get rid of it, so I added quotes to it and put Viva Reverie around it, so Viva, middle name, Reverie, and your middle name being the one everybody refers to me as. I'm a Toonlink. Okay. That rant I was totally saving for another video topic idea later. I'll definitely be touching on it again, but essentially, yeah, tangent over. Where was I? Oh man, that's something that's been bugging me. But you know what? I have to deal with it now. And unless whatever, I'll talk about it again another time. Anyway, so accents. That's where I was. Viva Reverie was originally Viva Reverie. I gave a very British accent, a very British accent, sort of like this, even though it's not really what any British person sounds like at all, or whatever. Everybody remembers. Whenever I go to conventions, everybody quotes the "I say, good show," and that entire thing. And I've still got the whole video memorized. I was the one who created it after all, and I just recite it in front of people. They're like, "Yeah, that was funny. That was cool." That was from A Spectacular Performance, if anybody wants to look it up or Google it if you haven't seen it. That's the name of the video, A Spectacular Performance. I'll have to put that in the description now. Remind me later if I don't do that. But yeah, I eventually dropped that because A, it sounds garbage and extremely artificial, and B, I don't know. I sort of like having Viva Reverie as my sort of as my what's the word I'm sort of looking for? What's the non-cringe version of Pony Sona? I suppose Persona as a horse. I don't know. I like using it to represent myself. Therefore, giving it a garbage British accent that I do not speak or sound like at all is a dumb idea. So yeah, that's one accent down. I'm going to talk about the next accent. American accents. Oh my god. Okay, so if you live in America, and chances are you do, because the majority of people who watch YouTube videos are from America. The majority of the people who watch my videos is from America. So it's likely you've got an American accent, or you speak with an American accent, or you're used to hearing an American accent. I cannot do an American accent at all. I just the only time I've tried doing it is for the Hello Whoops episode Hello Whoops video, which is the last Halloween episode. My videos are not episodes. Vivcast is episodes. My videos are just videos. They're stupid animations or whatever. Anyway, in that video, I gave the pumpkin pony an American accent, sort of as testing ground to see if I could sort of do it, and it sounds terribly artificial to me, but that's probably because I'm not used to hearing myself speak with an American accent. I don't know. Tell me if it sounds artificial or not, because it sounds extremely artificial, and to me, I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid and I don't know American accents. Maybe it sounds all right. It's essentially with American accents, it's sort of I hear people speaking them all the time in YouTube videos, etc. But when I try and do it, it just sounds so extremely unnatural. But that being said, of course I sing in the shower. I do singing. I don't do singing in anywhere outside of the shower. But essentially, a lot of songs, they only work with an American accent. So if I'm trying to go into an American accent, I start off with an American song that I know. For example, Bo Burnham's I think it's #deep, I don't remember. It starts off, "Have you ever stopped to watch a bluebird drop from a tree and take to the air? Me neither." See, that sounds legitimate. That sounds American. But I cannot speak outside of songs. It's you know what it is? I'm just bad at inflections. Inflections in when I'm doing an accent, I need to also accompany inflections that are good, with them. When I've got my natural Australian accent on or whatever, I put a ton of emphasis on inflections. Inflections are in my dot points. I'll get to that later, but I have a couple of other things I want to talk through first. So, return later in the videos. Hear me talk about inflections. But yeah, I'll quickly touch on a couple of other accents. There's French. Nah, I can't do French. All I know about French accents is there's always like 50 silent letters in every word, and they say le and la before everything, so they go, let's do a little bit. Oh my god. That was horrible. God, okay. I'm going to very quickly say, if you take offense to any of my accents, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I just legitimately do not know how to do your accent, and I apologize. Oh my goodness. There's also German and Russian. Those I sort of group together in my head, and the only way I can speak them is by sounding angry and spurting gibberish. Like with German, Ich bin ein slicing Weizebetsetzer. No, that was also horrible. Russian, what do they say? Slovakian. I don't know. This isn't just accents. I don't know. I do not know words, so I can't do accents. It's oh my god. Oh, and then okay. There is one that I'm pretty sure I can do somewhat like legitimate sounding because I studied it. I studied Japanese, so I can speak like Japanese stuff like pretty not fluently. That implies I know the language. Like I can speak it and sort of sound like a Japanese person. Like let me think of something to say. Boku no namae wa Viva desu. Sumi wa animation. Oh my god. What's the Japanese word for animation? Anime? Can I say that? Sumi wa anime desu. Something like that. I don't know. That was just sort of like spurted out. I didn't focus on it, so it probably didn't sound right anyway. I'm not good at voices. I do voices as my animations. I don't know how to do them. Where am I going? Right, I can kind of do Japanese. I guess I can also do English sounding like a Japanese person. So I would be saying like what do I say? What do I say? I need to read off something. I'm looking around my room. What do I say? I got a bag. On it, it says Impact Comics. That's a comic store I go to. It's in Canberra. If you go to it, shout outs to Impact Comics. Impact Comics is pretty cool. Anyway, a Japanese saying it would sound like Impacto Comicsu or something like that. Alright, enough Japanese. This is going in the best of directions. This episode of Vivcast. We're on a wild ride and it's not stopping, at least not anytime soon. Next! In my dot points, my dot point is literally, I won't even touch Indian-like accents. Like, that sort of area of the world, like, I do not know. I've never grown up there. I've never grown up near people who live there. I know nothing about the languages. I know nothing about it, so I'm just gonna skip over them. Not even bother. Okay. Right. Next thing to talk about. Ooh, this is a somewhat interesting thing. There's, on my way to Ponyville Cider Fest convention that happened last year. Well, I suppose it happens every year, but the first time I went to it was last year. My first American convention, Ponyville Cider Fest, was pretty cool. Actually, a quick tangent. Another tangent. Pardon me, I burped. Semi-burped. It was... Anyway, so, Viv tangent, go. So I arrived in the airport for Ponyville Cider Fest for where was it? Trying to remember the name of the place. Milwaukee, that place. And here's the thing: if you have a phone that comes from an Australian carrier and only works in Australian areas, therefore you have to rely on I don't know, Wi-Fi or something, then if you're in an airport and trying to contact people, like where to meet them so that they can pick you up, it's a little messy. If the only form of communication you have is Wi-Fi, and the airport Wi-Fi only gives you 15 minutes. Or it was half an hour, I think. Only half an hour, and then you had to purchase Wi-Fi stuff or whatever. I was I was stuck in that airport for a long while trying to like contact people and say like, I don't know who's meeting me when and where where I'm meeting up with people. And hold on, very quickly, I'm just going to take a drink from this cup that is to my side because I need to clear my throat because I've been talking for 20 minutes, right? All right. To next. Yes, I was at the airport and I wanted to I wanted to get out, but I couldn't contact anybody, and eventually of course my Wi-Fi ran out, and I had no idea where to go, and then I had an idea. And that idea was to grab my laptop out of my bag and then connect that to the Wi-Fi so that I had an extra 30 minutes. Thank God I got a response quick enough then, because I'm like, I only have 30 minutes of Wi-Fi. I really need to know. I need to know where I'm going now. So that was fantastic. I was walking around the airport with my laptop open, trying to find pickup location. That was an interesting thing that happened. That was a fantastic thing that happened that evening. Yeah, evening. I arrived in like the afternoon. I also didn't arrive with my bag. It was lost at Dallas Airport, I think it was. It was lost, and I didn't get it back until the day after the convention ended, and I was about to go home. Of course, that's exactly what's going to happen when you're going traveling. Bah. Tangent over. I'm back on track. I was originally talking about the guy who I eventually met and drove me to the convention, drove me to Ponyville Cider Fest. He spoke with an English accent or a British accent, the this one. It sounds all right. So I feel like I can do an English/British accent, sort of, because Australian accents are similar to it, and likewise. But then again, I can't really. I don't know. I'm just garbage at everything. You know what? Don't even listen to me. Point is, the guy spoke with an English accent, and he sort of talked like, yeah, I'm speaking with an English accent because I know that sort of sounds normal to you. I'm like, yeah, it does. And he said, but I also speak naturally with an American accent. And he could like switch between an English and an American accent like whenever he wanted. Sometimes to trip people up, just for the lols, just for a laugh, just for a ripe old laugh. He would do that, and that's hilarious. And I found it hilarious. But what was really weird is that like. It's really jarring on the spot when he just switches an accent. But like if I hadn't seen him for a while at the convention, then I'd meet up with him again. Now he's speaking like with an American accent first, and then he switches back to the British/English accent. What do you say for that? Do you say British accent or English accent? Or are they the same? Are they different? I don't live in Europe. Don't judge me for not living in Europe. Anyway, so but yeah, it was just an interesting thing, like interesting accent related topic which I wanted to talk about, and yeah, it's like that's my story. Let's go back to my notes. My notes says, it's time to talk about inflections and why I think they're important. They are extremely important, or at least maybe they're not, and I'm just really nitpicky. Essentially, what I mean is like, if you're like acting out a line, then you're gonna say, let's think of an example line. Let's say, I'm going to pick up this box. You don't say like it. Okay, so my videos are generally like sort of comedic in nature, so I try and make it like upbeat or silly whenever I speak a line for something. So I usually like put some jump on it and say like, I'm going to pick up this box or something. But not just like have these inflections. Like I would also, okay. When I say inflections, I mean like instead of I'm going to pick up this box, it's I'm going to pick up this box or something. I mean, hold on. All right, I picked up the box. My OCD was killing me. I can't just say the phrase and not do it. I was just looking at a box and not picking it up. That was a voice. I should use that for a video. Also crass, but I can't do crass for long or else I'll kill my throat. I cannot do crass. That's another video you might want to look at. I was talking about inflections. Yes, that's right. I'm going to pick up this box. Essentially, the inflections are the emphasis on the syllables. I record myself over and over and over again, and I pick the perfect one. Even sometimes I don't pick the perfect one. Sometimes I take a good first half and I connect it with a good second half and make it seamless. I'm not going to tell you where any of those cuts are. You're going to have to find them themselves, and they're bloody impossible. But it's a funny thing that I do, where it's like I really like having this sort of emphasis on how things are said, because it makes things sound so much more interesting and exciting. But because I'm so stingy and like nitpicky about it, I want to make sure everything's perfect the exact way I want it to sound. It takes way too long to do some voices sometimes. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to only record like 2 or 3. But there was one line. It was the mythical water horse, very recent. My last animation, in fact. I could not get this line right. It was the right after the slow silence, the silence where nothing's happening, and then the water horse just says, I think it's like, "Whoa, geez, calm down." It's something like that. I'm trying to remember what it is. It's horse one says, "I'm thirsty, god dang it." And then shake it. Okay, geez, calm down. That's the one. Yeah, it is okay, geez, calm down. I like had a recording session where I'm sitting there and I record it, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right. I sit there again, I try it again, record it, it doesn't sound right. I sit it again. It's like so many times, and I just could not get the right line. And even the one in the final video, like sometimes I listen back to it and I'm like, I still could have done that better. And oh my god, it's like I kind of hate myself for like being really stingy with my videos, but you know what? Perfection is good to strive for. Otherwise, you're never gonna get better. If you're never gonna get better, then what's the point in doing a thing? Because you're never gonna do any better than how you're doing now. That's boring. All right, that's this episode of Vivcast. Hooray! You know what time it is? It's time to not quickly wrap this up. It's time to wrap this up with fan art. I say quickly because I don't want Vivcasts to be over 30 minutes. This one will be slightly over 30. Oh well. But I'm going to talk about fan art. So I have 2 people again, but this time only with two images. Image number 1 is by Ban Animation Official, and it's this image of the water horse. I kind of like, all right, hold on. I want to do a thing, all right? Bah, all right. I just wanted to, all right. But yeah, this person made this image not long after the video came out, if I'm looking at the date right. And yeah, oh wow, it was like on the day, like Jesus. And I didn't even, as I mentioned before, I look up like images or like fan art of my videos or whatever, but I didn't see this one, mainly because it wasn't of Viva. I guess I don't like Google little things from my videos in particular. But yeah, I like looking up my fan art. The only reason I knew about this one was because this person sent it to me. As like, after I mentioned that I was going to be doing a fan art thing for Vivcast. So hey, that's pretty cool. Thank you, Ban Animation Official. Nice. So next, number two is oh my god, this one is by Ichiban Gravity. Ichiban, by the way, in Japanese means number one. So number one gravity. See, I'm not that illiterate with Japanese. Anyway, here's the image. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this. First of all, it's very big, or at least, yeah, it's very big. Like there's up at the top, there's apogee, and you can see the sun and the moon, and then down there's a picture of Viva, and then down below that there's Triangle Mare, and there's Measure Ruler, and down below that you got the Very Hot horses from the Very Hot video with some curry or whatever it is. I don't even know what it was when I put it in my video. But oh my god, this was like, there's a couple of things about this one which are interesting. Like, first of all, the very top of the video of the picture of apogee, like I used that as my desktop background and the background of my Tumblr and Twitter, or I suppose cover image sort of thing of my Twitter pages, because it's really cool and really atmospheric, sort of like, you know what I'm saying? It's really cool. I really like these sort of like compilation images, which sort of references of my videos as a whole. There's a couple of other of these sort of general things that were made. I might include those in later fan art sections of Vivcast. But yeah, that's a cool thing. And yeah, all right. I guess I'm done then. I'm done with this episode of Vivcast. If you want to follow me, go to my Twitter or my Tumblr at Viva Reverie, or if you want to support me, then you can go to my Patreon, which is also Viva Reverie. Pardon me, I like mouth burped. It was in my mouth, so therefore it was out my nose, I guess. I'm not even sure if you heard it. Whatever. That's it. I still don't have a good way of ending these, so I'll just say goodbye.